guys, I am Chris Gaylor.
And I'm the fast food Kajin Cosplay, and today we are watching with you guys Vikings! Sorry.
Episode 6 of season 2. This one is called what? Unforgiven?
Unforgiven?
Unforgiven. Alright, so what happened last episode?
Well, Ragnar and Bjorn helped Ragnar take back Kattegat basically, and she allowed his son to stay with his father.
Yeah, it broke her heart, but she stood there like a freaking power woman. She was strong as fuck, and she left with her head held high, and it was beautiful. Really sad, but beautiful. She's so strong.
I'm so glad though that Bjorn still loves his brother even though they come from another mother. And the reason why his father
left his mom.
But
his mom left his dad. But I was afraid that that might play something in their relationship. But I'm happy to see that they're having fun together. Of course, like they're young, so I sure hope it doesn't change in the future. But right now, I'm happy with the way it looks. So Ragnar also saw him almost fall in battle, so he's like, I'm gonna teach you a lot of stuff, dude. You got a lot to learn. Alright, I'm all for Bjorn becoming a very badass fighter. I mean, he takes after his mom and his dad, so I'm okay with that. Athelstan, after he was crucified, he was saved by the king, and the king is keeping him around. Not as an advisor, but he likes to put him on the spot and just ask him how the pagans were doing their stuff, like how they were dealing with political issues and just judgment and questions about religion and stuff. So Athelstan right now he's really confused between the two cultures and the two religions. That was a huge episode last time, so I'm excited for this one. I want Athelstan to be okay, and I want Bjorn to be okay with his dad. I want everyone to be okay, but I know it's like wishful thinking and the show that's like that.
Now that Bjorn is living with his dad, he sort of might actually let him go and live on his own in the forest, maybe?
Yeah, but the whole reason why he wanted to do that with the other guy was because he hated the dude, but why would he want to leave his dad? He finally found him again.
True.
If he does,
it's a huge experience to be on your own in the wild.
Oh yeah, that I'm not against. Like, I'm pretty sure if Ragnar teaches him I'm pretty sure if Ragnar teaches him something, it's gonna be like how to take care of himself and how to survive in a dangerous situation, which is something that he did not really learn from his stepdad, who was sheltering him way too much.
Yeah. Alright.
Let's go!
I want my old position back. I am bitter, and I am angry. And my anger is like a stone that I carry inside me that weighs me down. I cannot lift it.
In some ways, you are still fortunate. Ragnar could have had you killed at the same time as your husband.
I am supposed to be eternally grateful to my husband's killer.
She's hiding a lot from everyone. I'm scared of what she could do.
Egbert never meant to honor his promises to you. We were betrayed, taken by surprise. It was a great slaughter.
What about Athelstan?
If he is fortunate, he died in battle. In any case, let's not speak of him.
He wants to speak of him.
I intend on gaining revenge on King Egbert. We should plan a raid as soon as possible. I think we should go back to Yarl Borg. He's licking his wounds. He's no longer as strong as he was, and yet we need him. We cannot go west without his ships.
Oh my god, he's not gonna like that.
Can't you just kill him and take his ships? Huh?
My wife has returned to me. That's good. She went without my permission.
I knew it. I knew it.
But as you can all see, she has come back. And I love her for it. Unfortunately, you left my stepson behind.
Every woman is leaving.
He wanted to stay with his father. He's old enough to decide. Is it not enough that I came back?
No. It's not enough.
What else could I have done? His father is Ragnar Lothbrok.
He's too fucking drunk to rise.
Who is this? Ragnar Lothbrok. Nothing but a windbag and opportunist. A man so polluted with self-importance he pretends to be descended from Odin.
He doesn't need to pretend anything.
You're gonna sleep alone tonight. I have made other arrangements.
Let's go, Agatha.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god, can you believe he sent men to assassinate her? Or to rape her. Beat her up. Oh. And you know, now she was probably expecting this. Like, she was probably expecting the repercussions of what she did, and she still went back.
Can I help you?
What do you think of these works?
I find them indescribably beautiful.
But they're clearly pagan. Who painted these images? What race of man was ever so glorious that they filled our world with such, as you say, indescribable beauty?
It's like ancient Rome.
I have been told, sire, that you served at the court of the Emperor Charlemagne. I cannot imagine, therefore, that you do not know what I know. That these images were painted by the Romans. They conquered these lands a long time ago. They conquered the whole world. But they were pagans. They worshipped false gods.
The fact is, Athelstan, we have lost more knowledge than we ever had. These Romans knew things that we will never know. Their pagan gods allowed them to rule the world. What is the lesson that we can learn from that?
There is much to learn. Everything makes sense with this dude, but I'm still wary of his ultimate motives. I think it's genuine though. He is genuinely thirsty for knowledge. And he wants to expand. He wants to be just as great as the Romans used to be, I think.
Come and see.
He's obsessed with the Romans. Oh my god.
You thought those paintings were all that there was. But of all Roman things, these are the most precious. Tales of the Caesars. The fall and ruin of Roman Britain. Tales of emperors and empires. It's the stuff of dreams, Athelstan.
And unfortunately, with the destruction of Alexandria, most of it was lost.
You can read them.
I mean, these were really dark ages. Like, it's not that long ago that Rome was still really strong, and they lost so much. To see how clueless they are about how they used to be. It's kind of sad.
That is why I've chosen you. Well, I've chosen you to be the guardian of these books and their secrets. I want you to copy them.
Oh, shit.
You speak Latin, not many do. Your job will be to preserve these works and these fragments for all eternity.
It's everything he's ever dreamed of. I would love this though. I really love history as well, especially the Roman history.
I love that place too.
Oh my god, right. That's why I say that I see the resemblance between the two. They are thirsty for knowledge.
And Rollo was successful.
Yep. I think in this matter with Ragnar, it all comes to how much does his need for revenge is compared to his need for colonization and just discovery. He needs his ships. So what is he gonna do?
I know I don't deserve the chance you've given me to raid, work with you, but I swear on my ring. From henceforth, you've no reason to doubt my loyalty or my commitment to our common cause.
Really?
Because his dead wife's skull said
If
it.
we are being honest, I can tell you that it was King Horik who argued for a renewal of our alliance. Then I realized what could be gained by inviting you.
We have much to gain if we work together.
True.
And a lot to lose if we don't.
True.
Even I can see that now.
I sure hope so.
Put Yarl Borg's men in the barn which your servants use, and treat them with respect.
Of course, my lord.
Of course, my lord.
Careful not to be poisoned with wine.
Ziggy, for what you did for my son.
Don't say that louder, we're just
You made him
beside
mad.
you!
Do not ask me to do it for your other sons. I am not a whore.
Just for me.
You opened that door, Siggy.
What did you say about not being whore?
Can you keep a secret?
No!
No.
She wanted to confide in him. Not a good idea. I love how he just laughed. No.
Lagerta!
Oh my fucking god.
Can I strangle it to the screen?
The most beautiful breasts.
I keep telling her. She has the most beautiful breasts in the world.
Shut up!
They're like Freya's breasts.
He's gonna show.
The breasts of a goddess. Let me show you.
Oh my god. She looks crazy. You go, girl! Oh gosh! What?
They love her that much? Versus him?
Well, I mean, is he see how drunk he is all the time?
No wonder they follow her with...
Servants carried a trencher into
Oh my gosh!
and set it down before the throne. A chair was provided for Loki at one end of the trencher, and for Loki at the other. At the word from the giant king, they both began to eat.
Something's happening.
Where are you going?
Oh.
How did he learn though?
He was in the same room? Huh?
Yeah,
The
but I
one-
mean,
the
come
one-
on, I thought they're not screaming. Or actually Floki heard the actual conversation and told.
Pretty sure he heard you.
So.
Who is it? Yes, I can see. I see an eagle.
Yeah.
I see that an eagle hovers over you. But I also see that you yourself are the eagle.
I would say, proclaimed the giant king, that Loki is the loser.
Oh my god.
They're gonna
Burn them down.
smother
Yeah.
them all, yeah. But did he let go right?
Like I said, it depended on how much their need for revenge overpowered their need for everything else. Seems like the revenge was stronger.
Well, at least they got the ships now. Mm?
Yeah, they got the ships.
I told you. I always look for revenge.
Oh yeah.
What is the cause of this?
In here.
It's happening right now. What are you gonna do?
Why have you done this?
Did you really think that I could ever forgive this man for threatening to kill my family?
Family comes first with Ragnar.
So what will you do now? Since you consort with eagles, I will draw a blood eagle on your back.
Do you know what it is?
What?
Do you know what it's a blood eagle?
No, I don't know anything about this.
Oh my god.
Yes. Like wings.
You're in for a ride, I must say you.
Alright, tell me what it is, because you know about the culture way more than I do.
No, it's just like I love to learn about old ways to torture people. You can,
shit,
next
okay.
one you're gonna see. Next one is called Blood Eagle. You're gonna see everything about it. I'm not gonna say a word for it.
Okay, so it's part of their culture.
Yeah, it is. Oh my
Well,
god.
I don't know what it is because I don't read about torture, ways of torturing people that much.
I just got way too much time on my mind.
I have a feeling it's not gonna be nice. It's not gonna be cool for Yarl Borg. So, alright. But it makes sense with what the elder said, though. As in, I see that there's an eagle soaring over you, but I also see that you're the eagle. It made sense if you think about what's gonna happen to him right there. So,
come on, eagle.
yeah. Don't say anything.
Oh, you're gonna know.
Actually, I'm both excited and not so excited about the next episode. Then I feel like it's gonna be intense. But yeah.
Now that I think about it, it makes sense for Lagertha that she got that many men following her and fight for Ragnar if she went behind her husband's back.
I mean, look, even though her husband is treating her like shit, was treating her like shit, she always, like, I meant what I said when I said she still looked regal when we first saw her after a couple, 4 years. So, I mean, she is proud, she has a lot of strength, and she is facing her husband every fucking step of the way. And she left, she was with Ragnar, and she still decided to come back knowing that that was going to happen, knowing that she was going to pay for what she did. She still came back. If I was one of the men in the room, I would have a lot of respect for her. Not for the Earl, who's always fucking drunk, he can't stand, and who's, I mean... what he does is disrespectful both to Lagertha and to his own people. Yeah, he's supposed to represent them. He's supposed to be strong for them. Because, I mean, if they follow him, if they swear filthy to him, and the guy is a useless drunk, well, what does that mean about them? What does that say about his followers? So I'm not... it surprised me, but if you think about it, it does not surprise me that much that they ended up supporting Lagertha instead of her husband.
But now they killed the Earl. Who's gonna take his place? Can a woman take his place?
I don't think so. But... I mean, we could be surprised. I don't think she could become Earl, but maybe they can follow her. Not as a... I mean, you see the size of their village? Like, there's not many men. Maybe they're not gonna be, like, a village following an Earl. Maybe they can be, like, a group of fighters or something.
Every place needs some type of leader.
Yeah, they still need to deal with the lands and stuff, but, like I said, maybe she's not gonna become an Earl. Maybe one of the men is gonna take the place of the Earl. Maybe she's gonna be the leader, but not an actual Earl. I don't know. Maybe they can bend the rules too. I'm just really happy that they supported her. Like, that was way, way too much. Like, fighting her, beating her up is one thing. Straight up disrespecting her by baring her breast in front of everyone, that's like, no, that's too much. And she's not gonna take that. And I mean, I respect her a lot for what she's doing. I mean, this is not an ideal situation, but just knowing that she made that choice, and the way she left last episode too, because when I was saying in the beginning of the episode that she left with her head held high, and now that we know that she left without his consent, it just makes this whole scene way more intense.
What about the cost area?
Yeah, so I love Lagertha a lot.
Bjorn got a little girlfriend.
Well, I mean, the way she reacted, like when she...
I was talking about Bjorn now.
Yeah, I'm talking about the girl he's after. When she dropped the drink, the way she reacted, she was so fearful and stuff. Like, I don't know if she's been through a lot or if it's just like common reaction for a servant, but you just know he did not like that. He was surprised by...
Well, usually when you're a slave or servant, I don't know if there's a difference between slave and servant, so I'm just gonna say it like that, slave and servant. Usually if your master is asking you to sleep in his own quarters,
yeah,
it's for that thing, for sex, or to abuse you in some type of way.
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe
because you're below him.
She's just really aware of her position, and she doesn't want someone to sweet talk to her. She wants it real. If you want to sleep with her, just don't try to make her happy. Don't try to lure her into your bed like that. Just straight up say it. I want to sleep with you, and I will do it. Take what you think is yours. But I think Bjorn, that's not what he's after. He actually cares for her. He was intrigued by her, and I like that he's not just taking what he wants from her. He's literally just being nice to her.
He seemed to have a genuine interest in her.
Yeah.
And he started dancing, and she got some fury in her eye, which was dancing.
Yeah, and that was straight up like the Esmeralda scene. Like, she was something, and he was looking around at the other men, and I was like, is he looking for that freaking boyfriend she talked about? I'm pretty sure she doesn't have a boyfriend, but she just wanted to send him away.
She doesn't want to have attention on her.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you can totally see that the Bjorn, I mean, now he's an Earl's son, he's Ragnar's son, so there's a lot of expectations when it comes to him being strong and just, I mean, he's in a position of power, but he was not always like that. He was the son of a farmer at first, and there's a huge difference between sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes someone is going to become important, and then they're going to feel like everything is owed to them, but there's usually a difference between someone who was born into power and just add everything from the beginning, like Haslog was reacting last episode. She was like, this is so dirty. I can't live in these places. Like, ugh, this is not for me. Yeah, okay, all right, we know you don't have a choice. Deal with it. And then you have the people that were born in misery or just poverty, and they rose to power, and they still act like they used to because their way of seeing life just doesn't change. And I like that a lot more than the people who just think that everything is owed to them. That might actually be a difference between Bjorn and his brothers in the future.
Maybe.
That could be interesting to see how their different upbringings changes how they act.
They might be more used to take things for granted in the future.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, they have to be strong in this world. Like, we saw it last episode. Sometimes you have the power, but you can lose it pretty fast. But, yeah. So, I think maybe Aslog is pregnant again. Like, she did mention something
well, she seemed
rondish. And she did say last episode that she was going to bear him another son. So, maybe that was her way of saying that she was pregnant again. And they're just not putting that much emphasis on it, so we're not sure. But,
what about Siggy?
Oh my god. I cannot seem to be sad for how this is going for her because she made that choice herself. She chose to open that door and now she has to keep going. Her mentioning like that her anger was like a rock she could not lift. It's almost like saying that everything that she's been through, everything that she was, and everything that she wants, it's too much for her to do the right thing. Like it's almost like she's forced to do these things because she can't take away that anger. She can't just put it away and forget about it because it's always going to be there, like something she has to overcome. And with Rollo, they were supposed to raise high, but now Rollo has fallen so low, and now he's desperate for Ragnar's approval and his respect, and just he wants to grow as his brother's supporter, as his brother's brother, and just be acknowledged. And this is what's happening. Like, he's literally being acknowledged, and this is what he wants. But Siggy, her goals have never changed. She always wanted to go back to being that Earl's wife she used to be, that woman of power that she used to be. And we know from the very first episodes that she's always been a sneaky little one. She likes to manipulate her way into situations, and she was talking to Earl Haraldson a lot about how he should do things. Like, she's used to that, and she's still doing it behind Rollo's back and Ragnar's back. And the way Rollo treated her, like, yeah, he was on his way to deal with Yarl Borg, but...
I would be surprised, like you said, that Floki heard everything and just told Rollo, because, like he said, he can't keep a secret for himself.
Yeah, because, I mean, they seem to be pretty far away, but Floki is the type of guy, I feel like, that could literally, like, choose who he's listening to and just sneak his way into conversations like that. So he probably heard what they said, and that's why she was like, can you keep a secret? No.
No.
And, I mean, he never really hated Rollo, so, I mean, now that he's trying to gain her trust back, he could tell him. Even if it's not because he cares for Rollo, he would probably just say it because...
Yeah.
So, if he heard... I mean, he seemed pretty mad, so I think he might have heard, and, I'm wondering how he's gonna deal with this.
I do hope that Athelson's gonna come back with Ragnar and his people, and after you learn everything about the ancient Rome scripts, because Ragnar will be, give me more information about the ancient times.
You know,
I want to learn more.
If you think about it, you know, the Christ suffered these wounds because he had to take the sins of his people and die for them, and that was like in the Bible, that was a necessary evil, like a suffering that was necessary in order for him to be reborn and stuff. Athelstan, every single time he feels at ease in this church, in this culture, in his old culture with these people, he starts hallucinating these wounds. And the same happened when he was still with the Vikings, when he was in the camp and he was hearing the people, the women getting raped, looking at the book. He started seeing like the Christ bleed onto his hand, like he had the blood of the innocent on his hands, and that was freaking him out. But now he's the one bleeding. Yeah. So I think you could interpret this in a lot of ways. Maybe he has to go through this suffering, this confusion in order to be reborn as the man he's supposed to be. Maybe not someone who's totally Christian, maybe not someone who's totally...
a bit of both?
Yeah, maybe a bit of both. Maybe the bridge between the two. When he was saying that he could see a lot of similarities between the two religions, between the two cultures, I'm like, and the two stories, like the two stories of how the earth came to be, and just the story of their gods versus the story of Jesus. And I'm like, he's not that dumb, because yeah, even though the story is different, there are a lot of similarities. You just need to look for them. So, and he could probably be the bridge. He is actually a bridge. Like when he was with Ragnar, he was teaching him about Christianity, and Ragnar was really interested in learning about all of that. And now you've got the king who's interested in the same thing. That was beautiful, by the way, that scene with all the memorabilia, all the stuff from ancient Rome, and I'm like, oh, I'm a sucker for this too. Like, I've been to Rome once before, and I was in heaven. Like, I love that place, and just to see all of this, and I think I would have been that type of person, just really interested in the past. When, I can't seem to remember, but when did Rome fall?
I don't remember. I cannot help you for that. Sorry.
Around that time, I think. It's like a 300 years or 400 years after Jesus Christ, so... I don't remember, it's a long way in my memory, but if I remember correctly, there's not that much time that passed.
Pretty much way longer than you think.
No, but I mean, when I say not that much time, I'm not saying like 20 years, but I mean, we remember what happened 200 years ago, like remembering our past is easy now, but it's crazy how they are blinded to what their ancestors used to do. Like they're not looking for that as much as we are, or as King Egbert is doing. Like he seems to be the only one obsessed with how the past used to be.
Yeah.
And like you said, like after Alexandria burnt down, they lost a lot of knowledge, they lost a lot of books, and just the history.
Why do people always go after the books? Why?
Well, I mean, knowledge is power.
Yep, it is.
But no, seriously though, it's so sad to see that they have so little knowledge of their past. They know they existed, but they can't even agree like who built this. Like they need to be well trained and stuff. Like that's only because they were with Charlemagne that they know about this. And I'm like, duh. I can understand now why he's so desperate for knowledge and he wants to learn about how come they were so big, how come they were so powerful. And he was saying a few episodes ago that he was
an ambitious man.
Yeah, an ambitious man. He had a lot of ambitions. So maybe that's what he wants to do. Maybe he's so desperate for knowledge because he wants to be that great.
We'll see. Yeah. All right.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it's already on Patreon. A link is in the description.
Yep, so if you want to watch it now, don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon, or you just need to wait for the next one to go out on YouTube, guys.
Yep. See you then.
See you then.
Bye.